What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Bundesliga Career Mode. It's episode number 28 and it's the season finale today as we'll play our final two Bundesliga games, needing to win back-to-back to have any chance of finishing in the top four. The day before we play Mainz, our final away day, Bayern Munich are against Union Berlin and Leverkusen play host to Dusseldorf. So if we are going to make it, we need to win back-to-back and we need favours from other teams as well. So before our game, we'll simulate through to the Sunday and see if we saw some favours, or did we? Did Bayern lose there? Did Bayern lose? No, they drew, although Leverkusen won. So Leverkusen have gone top with a game to go. But for us, 5 behind Bayern, and that means if we win this away against Mainz, we'll cut the gap to 2, and we'll still have a chance heading to the final day. It's still incredibly unlikely. If Bayern win on the final day, they've made the top 4, but we've still got a chance. RB Leipzig are home to Frankfurt today, who they themselves are looking to lock up a Europa League spot. So 2 Bundesliga games today, and of course that DFB Pokal final. Before we get there though, Mainz away from home, where we must win to have any chance of qualifying for the Champions League on the final day. Mainz away, our first of the big 3 games today. Come on, Mönchengladbach. In the last episode, we were talking about what's more important, winning a cup or qualifying for the Champions League. And, you know, I said it, when you're a kid, you don't dream of, you know, qualifying for a competition. You dream of winning trophies and winning silverware. But the older you get, the more you start to realise that football being a business and the organisation being so important to be as profitable as possible, the money that comes with being in the Champions League is just too good. To miss out on, especially when you're an emerging team like we are. And as Kevin Schade almost scored the opener. Yeah, if I had to choose right now, 4th or win the cup, gotta be honest, man, I'd choose 4th. Have to do it, knowing how important it is not to take a step back. And for this game, Tim back on the team for the first game since a 3-month layoff. I'd love it if he could mark his return to first team football with a goal and a game winner. Denied, still 0-0, but Mainz spawn trapped early as we go for that early opening goal. Rocco's delivery hangs one up. Mario tries to flick it back in. Stack should win that. And there's Jamie Llewellyn. Oh, another great save. Still 0-0. And right now, say Mainz are a spawn trap. They're spawn trapped. Oh, completely. Still 0-0, despite peppering Milinkovic-Savic's goal with shots. This is one of those moments, I say this all the time, when you've got your opponents on the ropes, whatever you do, don't let them out. It is literally all one-way traffic. Just keep them where they are, and eventually you'll break through and get the goal. Right on cue, Anton Stack provides it. The last thing you can do is let them get a bit of confidence. Just keep them penned where they are, and eventually you'll put them down. Anton Stack with the opener. Mönchengladbach deservedly in front. To go before the break, still leading by 1. Niakate, you're going to get there, you've got to get there. Yeah, well in. I love Niakate. You know, he and Morato are the best centre-halves I've used in FC 25 so far. And Niakate's, I think, 81 overall, but I say it's all the time, but the overall rating is not that important. Oh! It's all about how you feel with that player, and I feel so confident when Niakate's in my back line. Should have been 2, still only up by 1. I think we're going to need a second goal in the second half, otherwise I can see us dropping points again. As Nathaniel Brown wins that header, and we'll get it straight through again to Stroikens. And Mario to Jamie. And Kleinders, oh, you're joking. He's literally just come back, and he knows it. You can see the reaction. I think that's going to be another broken toe. It's comeback game from the broken toe, and I think he's broken it again. He wasn't ready. Those are the moments there where you just start to think to yourself, as Dortmund are going to be 1 win away from the title at this point, what can I do? You know, like, seriously, it's almost like the universe is telling me something. Johnny Wilkinson, legendary rugby player, England's probably greatest rugby hero in history, told a great story on the High Performance podcast about, oh, great hands, Nicholas, when he was coming back from injury, and he got injured like 20 minutes into his comeback game. And he was talking about how it was the universe constantly, repeatedly giving him signs as if to say, listen to what your body is telling you. Listen to what I'm telling you. It's time to think about something else. And when you're in your 30s, believe me, when you have setback after setback, that's when you start to wonder, how much more have I really got left in the tank? As Justin comes through. Come on! For the second. And he's been in for Kleinders in these past 3 months. And he'll probably be in for these final 3 games. Justin makes it 2. We'll take it to the final day. To think if we would have beaten Heidenheim at home. Oh, I love Niakate. We would be 4th heading into the final day. I say this all the time. Those are the games you remember. As Jamie now goes down as well, those are the games you remember. You don't remember the defeats to Bayern or Leipzig or whatever. You remember the games where you know you should have won. If that's what costs you your objective coming the end of the season. Forget the loss against Leipzig, man. I'll remember that Heidenheim game if we end up finishing in 5th place. Niakate robs his man. Zaniolo wins it back. Might get a consolation. No, Nicholas makes the save. It's not going to matter if they do, though. We'll hold on for the win, but 2 big injuries in the same game. Kleindenz, 45 minutes into his comeback game, goes down and forced off at the break, and then Jamie at the end as well. We'll head into the final day knowing a win means we might finish 4th, but will we have Tim or Jamie available? Let's go find out. Come on, boys, come on. Even if we are going to be missing Jamie and Tim as Leipzig lost to Frankfurt as well. So can we still leapfrog them? I think we might still be able to leapfrog them, I think, on the final day. But where are the emails? Here they are. Here they are. I'll take 1 bruise if I can. No, Kleindenz breaks his toe. As does Jamie. Dread it. Run from it. The broken toe always arrive. Come on, EA. You got to give us more of injury variations. But Jamie and Tim out for the season. I think they'll miss the start of next season as well. And he's heading into the final day. Yeah, we can leapfrog Leipzig on the final day. The scenario is very simple. If we win and one of Leipzig or Bayern slip up, they're both away against Freiburg and Cologne, then we will leapfrog them to finish in either 3rd or 4th place. So a win, and all we need is 1 slip up from those 2 teams, and we'll be top 4. However, if we fail to win whatsoever, then we will not have any chance at a Champions League place. Very simple scenario indeed. So finally, game of the season, VfL Bochum at home. Right now 17th place, guaranteed to be going down, I believe, so should be a banker. If we win this, we give ourselves a chance, but only if Leipzig or Bayern fail to match our result. Final game, let's just do what we can without Tim, Zanotti, and now Jamie as well. Come on, Mönchengladbach, let's give ourselves a chance. The injury sliders I've had for injuries... The sliders I've had for my injuries this year will be on the screen, by the way. I think we've had a decent rate of them, to be fair. I think it's 78 for frequency and 56 for severity. So the rate of injuries... Oh, what a dream start today as Robin Hack gives us the opener. I think the rate of injuries I've had this season have been really good. And I also think the severity and the length of the injuries have been good as well. The only issue I have is just the lack of variation, you know. It's always like a broken toe or a bruise, you know. And I do believe that you can get more injuries than just those 2 in sports. To me, that's where my issue with EA lies, really, when it comes down to injuries. Why are broken toes accounting for like 80% of injuries? There needs to be more variety, in my opinion. I like injuries, but I want to see more variety in them, you know. As Hack finds Buadui. Justin holds up brilliantly. And what a dream start this is going to be. Robin for 2. Oh, brilliant save. As it does go behind for a corner, we'll have a chance to get ourselves 2 goals up here. And that's going to be free header. Oh, it's going to be free header for Niakate, who's also gone down. I can't believe it. And he looks hurt as well. He looks really hurt. And I think any chance of us now winning that DFB Pokal final is going to take a big blow. He's back on his feet. Justin goes all the way to make it 2 with Niakate on the floor. But I'm going to take him straight off. If Niakate is down for the final, we'll miss he, Zanotti, Kleindenz and Jamie. There's no way we'll win that. So no goal updates as of yet from Leipzig and Bayern. Again, both away from home on the final day. Not easy games for them either. So all we need is just one of those teams slipping up. Whilst I've got a nice goal update there in Hoffenheim and Frankfurt, it means nothing to us as Bayer gets it off the line. Not giving up on the play, Jordan Bayer, and ensuring we remain at 2-0. Excellent hustle. And on the offensive end, we've looked great going forward today. A 3rd goal is definitely on the cards. But again, goal difference doesn't mean anything now. We've done what we can do in that regard. We just need favours elsewhere. As Justin, on absolute fire. 11th league goal in 20 games. His goal-to-game ratio this year has been brilliant. We have not had a single goal update from Freiburg or Union Berlin against Leipzig and Bayern Munich respectively. So I'd like to think that means that both games are 0-0 there, but we know goal updates are so unpredictable, you can't know. So I'm just going to hope that we don't get any more injuries. We've got the win in the bag here, and maybe the FC gods will smile on us come full time. They've been smiling in Gladbach, but Duai makes it 4. The only question is this win going to come in vain or not? Well, that is going to do it. It is a brilliant win from Mönchengladbach. It is 4 wins on the trot to end the season. But the only question is, has it come in vain or not? Leipzig or Bayern, all we need is one of them to have slipped to one the final day and we've made it. But if they both matched our results, we will finish 5th. Fingers crossed. Let's see if we've done it. Here we go, dapping the boys up in the dressing room as we'll get back to the main menu. My fingers are crossed, and yes, Freiburg drew with Leipzig, so I couldn't find the Bayern result, but it doesn't matter. Leverkusen beat Dortmund as well at Dortmund, so that means that Leverkusen won the title on the final day. Dortmund, for the 2nd year in a few, bottling it on the final day at home as Leverkusen leapfrogged them, and Bayern won in the end then. Bayern must have won 2-1 away at Cologne, but Leipzig's draw means that we have leapfrogged them on the final day to finish 4th. What a thrilling finale to the season. An amazing title race. 5 points separated 5 teams at the conclusion. But Leverkusen leapfrogging Dortmund to win the Bundesliga, the first non-Bayern winner of the save. Dortmund 2nd, Bayern 3rd, and we leapfrog Leipzig to finish 4th on the final day on goal difference. Get in! Those big wins against Union Berlin and Bochum in that game there proving handy. And then Leipzig 5th, Frankfurt 6th, Wolfsburg 7th, Union Berlin, Mainz and Hamburg are in the top 10. And as for the bottom 3, Schalke will play the playoffs and Düsseldorf and Bochum are down to the 2 Liga. Just about pulled out of the death, remaining in the Champions League. Oh, and Niakate, how bad was the injury for Niakate as well? Fingers crossed, just a bruise. It was indeed, thank goodness for that. So Niakate will be back on time for the DFB Pokal final against Bayern. So as for the stats this season, the individual stats, we'll do this before we play the DFB Pokal final. Where are we? There we are in the Bundesliga this season. Well, of course, no Kleindienst winning the Golden Boot back-to-back despite missing 3 months of football. He ran it close though. Victor Boniface, Golden Boot winner as he fired Leverkusen to the title this season. As for the assist title, he also won that as well, so definitely player of the season. And as for the Golden Glove, retained by Nicholas with 15 in 34. And the team of the season will be on the screen for you as well. I'll quickly find out who got in from us, but I'm sure we would have had at least 2 or 3 representatives. But there we go. It is done. As we had 4 representatives, and we are back in the Champions League. We so badly got away with that. So lucky. Right then, let's do it. Final game of the season and our first final of the save. Yep, the DFB Pokal final in Berlin as we take on Bayern Munich at the Olympiastadion. No one has won it more times than our opponent. 20-time winners of the Cup. Mönchengladbach won it 3 times. Their last coming in 1995, and that was their last major honour as well. So over 30 years later, can we get Mönchengladbach's trophy drought over, and can we win our first trophy of the save? Honestly though, now we've finished 4th, I won't mind as much if we don't lose it. A lot less pressure now. No, we've locked up the Champions League, and that was the most important thing for next season. I'd love to go win it though in our final game of the season, our first final of the save. Bayern Munich at the Olympiastadion. Underdogs, sure, but hoping we can end the long 3-decade trophy drought here. Come on, Mönchengladbach. Yeah, I'd say pressure's off for this game. If we would have finished 5th, I think we would have won this in order to make sure our season wasn't a total failure. Not only dropping out of the top 4, but also being trophyless. Yeah, that would have been a failure of a season considering how much we spent in the summer. But now that we've locked up the Champions League, that was our main priority for this season, and we've got it heading into this final. But of course, it would still be nice to win it. Our first cup final. Is he on? He is! Flag stays. Oh no, it's a late flag. It's a late flag. I think it's the right call though. Initially I was like, how could he have possibly been on there as Nathaniel whips it in? Oh, it's tight. It's tight, but yeah, it is the right call. By a foot and the right call. Still 0-0, goal disallowed. Kimmich for Bayern, pops it through. Harry Kane back to João Paulinho. Bayern starting to grow into the game a little bit. Stumbled out the block somewhat in the first 10 minutes. Having the ball in the back of their net. only to be disallowed by the offside flag. But I knew it was only a matter of time before they'd have the ball in the back of mine, and it's taken 23.5 minutes. Brian Zaragoza beats Nicholas at the near post. The stronger side have the lead. It was inevitable they'd score tonight, no doubt about it. We had a nice run to end the season defensively. 3 clean sheets in our last 4 games, but ultimately, this is Bayern Munich in a cup final. They are very rarely held scoreless in those games, and yes, there have been instances where that's been the case, but tonight as favourites against Mönchengladbach, it was unlikely to happen here in Berlin. And now Jamal Musiala turns on the afterburners. Jordan Bartleby rolls it across. Harry Kane, the former Spurs man, gives it in back for 2. A devastating 6 minutes for Gladbach. Jamal Musiala doubles the lead. Bayern 2 goals up, and a huge blow to our chances of winning the silverware. Well, we were underdogs pre-game, and now we've got a mountain to climb heading into the second. We had a reputation of being the comeback kids in Season 1, and now we'll need our best comeback ever if we're to not end this season trophyless. Bayern have flexed their muscles, and unless we can produce an epic fight back, it's going to be their 21st in club history. Wait, they won it in Season 1, didn't they? I think it was Dortmund who won it last year, but I think they might have won it in Season 1. So technically, if you're continuing on from the save, it'll be 22 DFB Pokals. But anyway, they'll still be the most decorated DFB Pokal team of all time, and they'll just add to that collection with a win here. As Nathaniel Brown's going to try and catch Unai Simon out of the near post, and he almost did there, to be fair. Just couldn't squeeze it home. But that's the start you want, man. That's the start when you've got a big mountain to climb. At least try and charge a few feet forward and get yourself forward for some attacks. Into the side netting, but showing Bayern we're not throwing in the towel yet. We've got a Champions League final to play next week, Bayern as well, against Inter Milan, as they're going for a Cup and European double. And there's Michael Elise, the former Crystal Palace man, rolls it across, great save by Nicholas, but who's there to turn in the rebound? His second of the game. Brian Zaragoza wraps it up. The one thing we couldn't afford to do is concede again. We have 9 minutes into the second. Game over, good night. Bayern Cup winners this year. Well, we've got excuses out there for this game tonight. 3 excuses, in fact, with 3 injuries. No Zanotti, no Jamie. And the biggest miss of them all is the biggest player in this team, literally and figuratively, Tim Kleindon. So we've got the excuses we can make, but I didn't want to be making excuses. I wanted to be winning it in spite of those setbacks. But Harry Kane has made it 4, and we saw in the first game of the season this year, when Bayern thrashed us 4-1, the gulf in class between the two teams in the first and last games of the season. We've made great strides in the save, we've reached our first cup final, we're playing in back-to-back Champions League campaigns, but we are still not even close to being the best team in Germany. We might not have won the title this year, but it is still Bayern Munich. To think we had the ball in the back of the net in 9 minutes, and I was thinking after a great start, this was not what I expected to follow, but it has, and if anyone is going to get the dagger, well, not the dagger, but the salt in the wounds, it has to be him. But oh, you're coming straight to our fans to do that. This is where I want. How often do you hear me talk about it? 15 plus DLC. This is where I want our fans to be using some gestures which, let's be honest, I don't think EA would add in without the game being 15 plus DLC. One of which rhymes with the word banker. I don't know how you say that in German, and no, I'm not saying danker. But Bayern make it 5, courtesy of our former playmaker Nobel, who left in the summer to win the DFB Pokal with Bayern, and for Mönchengladbach a nightmare end to a long, gruelling season. I said at the start of the season when Bayern thrashes in the league, there's a golfing class between the two teams. That's still the case at the end of the season. Mönchengladbach's wait to win their trophy drought goes on. Bayern showed that despite not being league winners, they are still the best team in Germany. And I'm not going to bother with the stats as well. That was so one-sided. You know who deserved to win that one, and it definitely weren't us. But as for the 2 Liga, Hannover 96 are back in the big time alongside Augsburg, and Werder Bremen, who just beat Schalke in the playoffs, are up to the top tier as well. As for the European competitions this season, well, just like in real life, an English side won the Conference League, and that was Newcastle United beating Atalanta by 2-1 in the Conference League final. And the same in the Europa League as well, another English winner, and that was the English side that won the Conference League this year, Chelsea, beating Wolfsburg in the final by 2-1 for the Europa League. And as for the Champions League this season, well, as you know, we made it through the playoffs beating Lille before Barca knocked us out. They were then beaten by Inter, who made the final, and as we mentioned, Bayern were playing it and won it as well, getting their revenge for 2010, I think it was, beating Inter by 1-0 in the CL final. So that's it. As the season comes to an end, now we take one final look at the team heading into Season 4 for next year. No doubt about it, if that 5-0 drubbing didn't teach us anything, it's this. We need to buy a new centre-half next year. Niakate's great, but his stamina means he misses a lot of games. Bayer's just not really growing much, and as for Van den Busch and Arian B, they're decent young talents, but I think for next season, going back in the Champions League, if we want to go further in Europe past the last 16, if we want to end the trophy drought, and we want to go for a title next year and not just try and stay in the top 4, we're going to need a new centre-half. That's going to be my priority in the summer and where I'll look to spend the majority of my transfer budget on. The elephant in the room is, do we look to replace Nicholas as our shot stopper? Back-to-back Golden Gloves. It feels like it would be a little unfair doing that, really, but 79 overall, 29 years old. Yeah, he's still getting better, but only gradually. Do we go for a star keeper in the summer window or keep faith with the Mönchengladbach Academy graduate? Well, I guess we'll see. Look at Leonard Becker, by the way, up 11 ratings right now at Eldense. That is incredible, man. And the way I always say it, if you're looking for tips on growth for your youth players, I'm probably not the best person to take advice from, but in my opinion, I think get your players in the first team and loaned out as quickly as possible. That is the way to go. But thank you for watching Season 3, guys. I really hope you have enjoyed it. And if you have, then please do drop a like. A bit of a disappointing end to what was otherwise a really solid, if not long and grueling season. I would say this was the most challenging season of the save, not just with the expectations being increased, Bayern poaching the bell away from us in the summer window as well, but also the injuries we had this year. Never had more injuries than this season in a single season of the save. So difficult to deal with, especially missing Kleindens for basically 4 months worth of football, but to have made the top 4, to be back in the Champions League and made our first cup final as well, only being knocked out in the Champions League by Barcelona, I have to say, whilst we might still be trophyless, whilst we might not have still won anything yet, I think we did the best we could have done after a very difficult and grueling season at Borussia Park. But thanks for watching, guys. Much love to you all, and we will return in the next episode of a brand new season, our 4th year at Borussia Park getting underway, back in the Champions League, and for next season, no doubt about it, I would say it's silverware or bust. The time has come now where we've got to put something in the cabinet, otherwise I'll be calling it a failure of a campaign. Thanks for watching, guys. Much love to you all, and I'll see you for a brand new season of the Bundesliga career mode very soon.